Global PEO, Fast and Loose, plus a Global PEO Survey. We're going to be covering three things in this video of the Global PEO, Fast and Loose. Number one, is your company at great risk by using a fastest growing company? Is everything fast the best thing for your company? The second thing we're going to cover is fast and loose. What can happen with your expansion and your employees in the foreign country with a fast and loose company? And number three, it's going to be PEO Global Survey time. The Global PEO Survey is coming soon. That's going to be interesting. But so, is your company at great risk for using a fastest growing company? Let's just look briefly here at what Inc. magazine has to say. Here's why growing your business too fast is disastrous, according to science. Okay, I took the time to do some research on fastest growing companies and what are the statistics of what has happened to these fastest growing companies, because we always hear fastest growing and no one talks about what happens to these companies 2 or 3 years later. And how does this apply to the global PEO arena, or what they call space, the global PEO space? Well, how does this fast and loose business practice affect your expansion in the foreign country and the employees in the foreign country? In the business race, it's better to be the tortoise, not the hare. Oh, say this is Inc. magazine, okay? Inc. magazine that also does the Inc. 5000 list and everything else. Most of the time you want a company to get at least a little bigger over time, even if your focus is on a specific locality. But the pace at which you grow has a big influence over you'll still be around years down the road. And available data says you shouldn't go after skyrocketing expansion if you want to survive long term. I mean, these are some very interesting studies, and I'm not going to bore you by reading the entire articles, and I'm going to give credit to these articles in the YouTube video. But the California State University finance professor looked at more than 2,000 companies and discovered that companies that had the fastest revenue growth performed worse than their slower growing counterparts whose growth averaged 26%. So the average growth is around 26%. Some of these companies that were looked at were growing at 126%. Some of these global PEOs claim to be growing at 500%. But what are the real odds your company will crash and burn if it turns into a Speedy Gonzalez? This is in the article, okay? This is not Franklin. More recently, the Kauffman Foundation in Inc. magazine conducted a follow-up study of businesses 5 to 8 years after they made it onto the Inc.'s 5,000 list. So the Inc. magazine did a study on the companies that were on the Inc. 5,000 most fastest growing company list. The findings revealed, get this, 2 out of 3 companies on the list had gotten smaller, been disadvantageously sold, or gone out of business altogether. 2 out of 3. So, global PEO, fast and loose. Is fast actually the best thing for your company? Looking a little deeper, fast growth can cause a number of issues that keep otherwise great companies from forming better ways of operating for the future. These include, and there's a lot of them, mounting overhead, decision making based on personal desires rather than careful analysis. See, this is what happens when you're growing too fast. Poor management. Assuming rapid growth will result in financial stability. It's not the case. Using research and development to create incremental rather than large-scale improvements. Loss of innovators. Failure to address growth possibilities in loan planning, resulting in large loans that are difficult to stay on top of. Reduced quality of customer service. Reduced employee turnover. Focus on short-term goals. Accounts receivable issues. Inability to handle increasing complexity or load of a financial accounts. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. Assumption that more sales is synonymous with profit. Capital can exceed the ability to grow in the proper manner, eating up available money. Hiring the wrong people to fill positions quickly. I hear fast, fast, fast all the time. Is fast, fast, fast the best thing for your company? Is fast, fast, fast the best thing for your expansion needs and your expansion projects and your employees that you're hiring, counting on them, betting on them to carry out your expansion projects in the foreign country? Unless you keep your growth in check, you could be the supernova of your industry, destroying everything you've worked for as you explode. So be like the sun instead. Burn slow, burn long, and be constant, trustworthy light others look to in order to find their way. Why am I bringing this up? Fast, fast, fast. Global PEO, fast and loose. This is all I'm seeing. When I look at what the global PEO industry is selling, they are selling fast. They are not selling quality. They're selling fast. Here, American Express Open Forum, 7 ways rapid growth can kill your business. Excellent points. We have Entrepreneur Magazine, challenges faced by CEOs and fastest growing companies. I really would advise anyone that is looking at expanding globally and looking at a PEO, especially a global PEO, to do some just basic due diligence. The second point in this conversation is fast and loose. What can happen to your expansion efforts and the employees with a loosely ran global PEO that's just growing so fast that is not operating properly? What will happen to your employees in the target country if the global PEO implodes? If your global PEO does not have a physical office with HR staff, finance staff, accounting staff, payroll staff, administrative staff, and local professional relationships in the local country, is your expansion efforts and employees in the foreign country actually abiding by the local laws? I mean, if there's no people in the foreign country? A loosely ran global PEO can be catastrophic to your employees and expansion efforts in the target country. Does the global PEO consult with local labor attorneys and local CPAs before making critical decisions to ensure that they're compliant? Is that taking place? Does the global PEO have a credit history, a tax payment history, a litigation history in the target country for your expansion efforts, for your employees to handle your expansion? How hands-on is the global PEO in the target country? Or does the global PEO manage everything from the home country with limited knowledge of the target country's employment laws, tax laws, Social Security laws, local customs? Let me ask you something, Laura, if I come to you in the United States and I offer you PEO services for your company in the United States, and you ask me, Franklin, where's your physical office and what type of experts do you have in your office to provide the professional employer organization services to me? And if I were to answer you and say, well, I don't have a physical office, I only have an address for tax reporting purposes, would you hire me? So why do people consider doing it for other countries? Do you know that I have been in the PEO business since 1991? That's 27 years. And I have not in 27 years heard one client come to me and say, Franklin, we need to hire this person fast, fast, fast by tomorrow. It's never happened. Even in my own organization, don't get me wrong, we all have urgent hiring needs. I mean, I might need a translator urgently in-house instead of paying an outside firm. I may need a corporate communications person to help me clean up my corporate communications ASAP. But that doesn't mean I hire them and bring them on tomorrow. It simply means that it's an urgent need, and you follow a process, you follow steps, you follow procedures, you follow a vetting process, you follow a recruiting process to ensure that you are hiring the best person for the job, for the money, for your need, and for their personal needs so that they're happy. 27 years, I've never heard fast, fast, fast be an issue. Topic number 3, the Global PEO Survey. This is going to be great. We're going to send a survey to all the global PEOs and all the executives of the global PEOs, and we're going to send this survey via LinkedIn so that we have confirmation that they received our survey. Okay? In the survey, we're going to ask the global PEOs how many countries do they provide PEO services to, how many countries do they have a legal entity of their own in, how many countries do they have a physical office and staff in that country. Now remember, if I were to come to you in the United States and offer PEO services and I don't even have an office, I don't think you would take me very seriously. The survey will cover additional basic items as well. And again, we'll send the survey to all the LinkedIn accounts so that we know that the survey was delivered. And we're going to produce the Global PEO Survey results and publish them for all to see. And just so we know, here's a list, and I'm going to put it up on the screen, of all the global PEOs we're going to send the Global PEO Survey to. And we're really looking forward to these results. This is Franklin Frith, General Manager and Principal of Human Resources Mexico, the most trusted PEO in Mexico.